Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Just doing a review of the Type 4 Japanese heavy tank, Tier 9. So, as you know, well, Tier 9, it's a very, very tough tank. So, armour-wise, the hull's got 250 on the front, 140 on the side, 150 in the rear. The turret is 250 on the front and 200 everywhere. Now, we'll have a look at the model in a minute. You can see by the angling and the sloping of the front plate at least that that's going to be very, very bouncy. This area, the lower plate, is very flat. So let's have a look at the gun of the model. It's a 14 centimeter third year. Now what third year means, it was the third year of the Emperor's reign. So yeah, that's just a fact in the background. Right, the 14 centimeter has got a rate of fire of 2.8 rounds per minute, standard penetration of 249, AP penetration of 282, and HE penetration of 70, for damage of 700 alpha and 770 with HE. Accuracy of 0.42, so it's not the most accurate, but it's okay, with a aim time of 2.9 seconds, which is horrific. So, power to weight ratio, it's 161 tons, 1200 horsepower engine. Similar power engine that you've got on the KV4, but that's a tier 8. So this is tier 10. So a lot heavier, 161 tons, with 2050 hit points. Maneuverability and view, top speed of 20 kph, not very good. Traverse speed of 22. View range 390 meters. Signal range 570. So let's have a look at some of the stats on this vehicle. Okay, DPM of 2050. The way I've got set up with improved vents, large caliber gunner armor, and coated optics. Standard pen 249. 17.55 second reload, 3.42 rounds per minute. So aim time at 2.79 instead of the 2.9, and accuracy of 0.39 with the enhancements. So let's have a look at the full details. So we've got this power to weight ratio of 7.46, which is abysmal. Terrain resistance on hard 1.22, which is awful. 1.3, which is okay. And soft terrain 1.88, which is surprisingly good relatively to other things. Turret traverse 19.2 degrees a second, and tank traverse itself 22 degrees, so it doesn't turn the fastest. Accuracy 0.39 is okay. Damage 600 damage per shot, but it's 140 centimeters, which is absolutely huge. Sorry, 14 centimeters. And so let's shell velocity 850 meters per second, with premium AP still 139, with HE for once you're looking the same. So the speed, the velocity of the shot is exactly the same for each of the rounds. So now let's have a look at the model itself. Okay, this is the front of the tank. That 250 mil equates to about 200 from 240. Oh, that's the low plate. 240 mil to 260. Now this flat lower area, like I said, is not too strong, and if you can shoot underneath, there's this sloped area which is only 105 mil. So if it's coming up over a ridge, you might be able to shoot it, even though it's got an effective armor of about 200 mil. It's only got 105 mil of protection underneath it. So if he's coming over a ridge, this could be a weak spot. Take off the tracks, put shots through here. Whereas the front, as we've shown, is very tough. 250 mil, 250. The front, because of the angling, works out between 250 and 300 mil. The sides, with the angling, if you're shooting, is around about 500 or 600 mil effective armor. The cupola at the top is effectively it's 200 mil. So with the angling, effectively 239, 240 meters mil, And the 70mm top of the tank, because of the angling and sloping, is effectively about 250-300mm. So if you're aiming at a target, turn the armour, which will increase the armour sloping from about 270mm up to about 290mm. You'll need to waggle the tank, otherwise this cheek becomes a weak spot. The side of the tank, the armour effectiveness goes up to 330, from 330 to 450mm approximately. These side skirts are very, very good. You've got a couple of areas where it goes down to about 100mm, but the very small openings and the rest of it is very, very good. With the tank looking at you, waggling to move the gun back and forth between shots, so you don't know what you're going to shoot. So the average is going to be about 300mm. If you catch this side, it's probably going to auto bounce. The front will probably go in, but if it's angled that way, you could catch the equivalent of 300 or 400mm. So there's a quite a high chance of bouncing. But if he's waggling a bit, aim for this area here, which is effectively only about 115mm, because of how he's going to be angling towards you. This upper slope, because of the sloping and angling, is equivalent to about 400 or 500mm, which is basically auto bounce city. If you can get the side, shoot this band here. Below, it's 140mm, but it's the tracks, and they may eat your shot depending on what you're firing. From above, 50mm of armour, so it's very vulnerable to arty fire. So that's the tank, effectively in a nutshell. Looking at the back, 150mm, the turret 200mm, so you could possibly put shots in through the back. But if you can, try and fire down onto the turret, or down onto this lower plate, and effectively negate the armour and the effect of the sloping. So if you can get high, aim down on the front, or else track it, get round the sides, and use the bad turret and hull traverse against it. So let's get into some gameplay. But before we do that, we need to look at the difference between the Tier 9 and the Tier 10 gun. So the 12.7 and the 14cm. The faster fires, you've almost got 50% more shots with the 12.7cm. The penetration, you're only losing 19mm with standard. So you could put an argument forward to have more shots so that it's less of a problem if you miss shots with the 14cm, or if you have them bounce. So it's a bit like the German gun, whereas the 128 is very effective. With the penetration of 230 and the with AP, with the premium ammo, you've got a penetration of 158, which is 258, which is adequate. So you can get extra shots, increase the DPM, and potentially deal with more faster moving targets. Otherwise, you can save the shot for the derp with a 0.42 accuracy and 2.9 second aim time. The 12.7 has got 2.3 second aim time and 0.38 accuracy. So if you want higher DPM to deal with worse armoured targets, whereas the 14cm is better for one-on-one with really heavily armoured targets. So it depends what the meta's like, whether you want to go against strong targets like itself, which the Tier 10 gun will be able to pen with premium, or else you go with the 12.8 for faster moving targets with less armour, because you can't outmaneuver them on the battlefield because of your power to weight ratio being 7 or 8 horsepower per ton, which is absolutely awful. So you rest on having amazing armour and a very punchy gun. So it depends what you're facing. Heavy targets, you need the 14cm. Lighter targets, you may be better off having the 128, but you'll know that having had to grind it all the way up. So let's now get into some gameplay. Right, we're on Live Oaks, so let's see how we do. So we're top tier. Some tough tanks on the other side. Good tanks. So try to set this up with a very good view range. and there's no arty, which is really good. So, what we need to do, let's roll into town and deal with the enemy. So that's the job of this tank. There's no other really heavy tank. The T-95 might be up behind us, pulling in some assistance, but they're going to be a long way behind. So looking at what we've got, depends what the 54 does where they go. Otherwise, if I don't want to go to town on my own, so let's start going to town. We're lagging quite a bit. Oh god. No, 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 no. This could be a lot better. 22 frames a second and lagging. Most people are going the other way. I'm going to aim over there, see if I can spot someone. It looks like they're pushing hard the other way. I'm trying to move this way, get some side spots, go and help the ISU. The guys are pushing through really fast. I'm having problems keeping up with them, especially with this lagging. So, okay, 20 kph is okay. Come on, turn. So the movement, okay, it can get up to 20 kph quite quickly. I've been seeing, so I'm going to try and get some cover between us and anyone who's over at the river. Couldn't bring it on fast enough. The rest of the team are doing quite well for once.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is damaged.
Oh, very nice. Let's angle.
Target lost. We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
Fix the ammo problem. Well, it's quite effective when you do get a shot on them. It's just a pity because they're lagging. So the tank itself bounced one got through, but that was a side shot. So the sides are weaker. Look at the aiming reticle. How far the server is behind us. Oh god. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the lagging and the FPS are adequate. I'm going to put this. Sadly, I chose not the minimum settings, so I would like to be on about 30 frames a second. So sadly, I'm going to have to go for the lowest graphical settings to better do the next game. But so yeah, that was okay. We got one shot on, one or two missed. So it's an effective tank. The armor, as I showed, works really, really well. The gun is okay. You just need to give it time to settle on the target. Once it settles on the target, we hadn't quite allowed it to settle on the Rheinmetall. Otherwise, we could have got one other shot earlier on it, which probably would have just wrecked it completely. So it was okay. Let's see what we did a bit. See if we did a bit of spotting for the team. See what we did. Yep, looks like we did a nice bit of spotting. 3rd class, so even with lagging so badly, and with 20 or so frames a second, so 600 damage, 500 experience, even with lagging really badly. Let's have a look. 2 shots, 1 of which penned, blocked 720. So yeah, 3 shots we bounced. The armor's so 3/4 of the shots that came in, we bounced. Yeah, you'd expect that top tier with this armor. Spotted 4 enemy and spotted almost 2,000. So the way I've got it set up is as a spotter to be able to assist the team. So even with using consumables, we made 5,000 credits, 857 experience, boosted ×2, which is very, very nice. So this is the Type 4. Very, very effective. Now to give it the best view range, I've got the gone for improved vents and coated optics. I'm going the commander to go for recon, the radio operator situational awareness. So which both of those will boost the view range of the tank and allow you to get, even if you can't get there in time to shoot, you're spotting for your team, and the additional XP, because you'd have expected to get 200 experience less. So that, because the view range bonuses, that gave us the additional 200 experience for the spotting for the team. So it's a very good spotting tank at tier 9, because you can't always get around the battlefield easily. But the armour will allow you to get into places like the T95. Now the T95, the Doom Turtle, you can roll through the centre, spotting everything and bouncing all the shots from the front. This will work in a similar way. Move up, angle the armour slightly, and you can basically do the same. You will attract their shots, which will give their positions away and allow you to help the team to destroy them while you're firing back as well. So that's one option that you've got. So this is the Type 4. I'll try and show you some more gameplay, and which I'll tag on to this video. But the accuracy, you need to wait for the gun to get on target, otherwise you'll miss. But the penetration is very good. 249 with standard will get through most things. The 280 will help you with some of the others, and you've got the 6 shots of HE, which can help track an opponent who you can't penetrate and possibly get round the side. So it can deal with any situation. It's very versatile. The top speed of 20 kmh is very much like the mouse, so it's like a mouse, only more mobile, with different armour. So it's a more mobile mouse with very good spotting. So I like this tank. It's a good, effective tier 9. If it had more speed, it'd be better, but it doesn't. So the Type 4, I like it, and I'll be bringing you some more gameplay of this in the future. But I just want to get this replay up. So I'm the Gaming Bear, and see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.